Okay, I just want to show how clear this water is. I'm walking from the beach into the ocean right now. You can see bottom. I'm up my knees. Got my knees. See my feet? Absolutely clear. Beautiful. And hi guys.
Hi Dad.
Having fun?
Yeah, you missed some good waves.
Yeah, I know. I saw you guys. I saw you guys. I was just demonstrating on here how clear the water is. I'm up to my waist and you can still see bottom. Yep. Super, super nice, man.
Dad, put the camera in the water.
Can't, Jake.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah. There is.
There's a jet ski guy out there. I'm afraid to go any deeper because I'm afraid the camera will get underwater. But I'm up to my chest and you can still see bottom.
Lots of interesting, colorful friends, and they invited the friends here because he wanted them to buy land and, you know, help build up Sarasota. So let's go into the ballroom. Now we're in the ballroom. You want to come all the way in, please? And all through the house, I'm going to be telling you, look up, because the ceilings are fabulous. And imagine a party or a dancing party where the musicians would be playing there or on the terrace. Somebody might be playing the piano. The piano would not be here. The piano belongs in the next room. It's here now because they're working on the windows there. But this is a beautiful Steinway baby grand. Maybe one of the Gershwins would be playing. When I said they were show people, they were. A lot of their guests were from the New York Broadway, you know, people, and actors and actresses from Hollywood. So people would be here dancing. What would they be dancing? 1920s. Charleston, Revolutionary War period, and walls for the Civil War. This would be the First World War period, and this would be the 1920s where there would be flappers, girl in the flapper dress and the men in the tuxedos. And they would be dancing to pretty lively music. Lots of drinking, lots of music, lots of partying. This was a party group. So this was the ballroom. Cheap floor. The floor continues in the next room, so that if there was a large group dancing, they could just roll up the rug in that reception room, and the dancing could, you know, overflow into the next room. Now this is for a large crowd, for a large cocktail party, bridge party, a large dinner party. When I show you the dining room, remember this room, because when the dinner party got too large for the formal dining room, it was moved in here. So the room was purposely very large. It's called a court because originally in Naples, you know, very much like the houses she saw in Italy. But with the climate here, rural, they even bought them a cow so that the little girl would have fresh milk every day. Because at this time in the 1920s, this was out pretty far from town, so they had no shopping centers and no stores nearby.
John Ringling owned half of that and was building a huge, elaborate.
All was never completed.
And they finally,
It was two-thirds of the way built when money ran out. It was 1929 crash. And it's a question whether bought an auction. They went to a lot of auctions. They lived in New York, and auctions were the thing in the 1920s. When you see the museum, the art museum, you'll see two rooms that were actually bought from the old Astor House was being. The rolls are automatically playing, and then you have the music. You see the boxes of rolls there. Here, partied late into the night, so they didn't get up early. There wouldn't be many people coming down to an early breakfast. The third floor is this big game room, I guess you could call it, where they played billiards, they played poker, blackjack, 21. They were great gamblers. This was, I think, something of that talented team. They loved to sit up and drink and gamble. So the guests wouldn't be coming down early, but you would come down and have a wonderful breakfast or brunch or lunch. And the paintings that you see here are part of John's collection, but they're not the paintings that were here when they lived here. Those two paintings you'll see in the museum, in the Art Museum in Gallery 10. And it's sort of important to look for them. They're two magnificent, really gorgeous. For the summer, they've taken all the place settings off the table and the lace tablecloth to make it a little cooler or something. But when you see the table set up with all the china and the stemware and the silver and everything, it's very grand. The table itself is beautiful. The room is dark. It's hard to see, but it's a beautifully carved table. It's Renaissance in style. The chairs are the Renaissance. And everyone notices the number of chairs and why. Okay? Remember I told you that the big room, the great room, was often used for a large dinner party? This table has one leaf in it now, but there are 19 more leaves. So when all 20 leaves are in the table, of course the table is quite long. So you have to put it in that much larger room, and that's when all these chairs are used. And this happened very frequently. They had many, many dinner parties for 25 people. She had a brownie camera, and she had a whole scrapbook of pictures, and these were invaluable when the house was being restored and we were trying to find all the furnishings, and we had to find this coin chest. It was said that she kept her collection of cameos. She liked to collect cameos. She kept living at this house, in this house. Now they lived here only in the winter months. They were here in December through March. They were snowbirds, what we call snowbirds, and that was their time to entertain their friends, bring people down from up north. So they. And these are John's bringing clothes. His exercise room and his little office are through that far door. The bathroom, his son's bathroom is all Sienese marble. The tub is made from one solid block of marble. Something we have to peek at on that. The bedroom furniture is a copy of a set that belonged to Napoleon III. And John and Mabel bought the set in about 1910, I think, in Paris. More of Mabel's pictures there showing us what was in this room when they were here. The French clock was there, the portrait of Napoleon Bonaparte Borghese was here. Still manufacturing the same kind of furniture. Of course, we had to go to them when some of the pieces had to be replaced or fixed. Excuse me. The interesting thing about this room, it's beamed. It's the only ceiling in the house that has this beams arrangement. But all the bathrooms were very much like this. There are 15 bathrooms in the house, and they're all very modern. Robert Webb even had little oil paintings on the inside of the cabinets, the medicine cabinets. That was Mabel's idea. She thought when a deputy. This is the staircase that goes up to the gaming room, and also an elevator. This corner is where Mabel's gondola would be pulled up, and she did have a gondola. And I said she loved Venice, she loved Venice, she wanted to recreate it here.
Did you see our hotel from here?
Turn around a bit. Probably these people's houses. Do we have anything to
There ain't nothing compared to this.
it?
This place is beautiful. Can you imagine? We just saw a tiny little part of it. Stop it! Are you going to circus museum?
It said these banyan trees were given to the Ringlings and that they were only 2 feet tall when they were planted. And look at the monstrous size of them now. They were given to him by Thomas Edison.
Folks, you've witnessed but a small sample of the greatest show on earth. This was the giant in the circus world. Nothing like this will ever be seen again. Now, feel free to walk completely around the miniature to the backyard, the behind-the-scenes area that bustles with activity while we were up front watching the show. And you can then picture in your mind this mammoth traveling city. Things like wardrobe, where costumes for the performers were kept in show shape, with a sled for men, women, and the clowns, with thick carpet hair over the horses, while mostly the front spaces, the upper the pad and the wood horses. So it's scattered over 735 horses.
Oh.
It's pretty simple. Get a red can, right? That's all.